Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montella Vertadius Porter here. And today on Collision or Hit, we're going to see the match that we saw yesterday on Rampage of Ram Crew. Because this time, Freddy Krueger is going to get one more match against Grayson Waller for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings, Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Jim Ross says. Freddy Krueger, unlikely to know that he's going to get one more match against Grayson Waller for the TWF, light heavyweight winnings. So, and that would be easy if we even know where he's at. Where we even put him at. Jim Ross says, well, no, take that back, because we do have him now. So, it's not a big deal, Jim Ross says. Well, I can tell you right now, Tony and Jim, that Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Fiend, he isn't going to be liked. And like you all talked about yesterday, it was like, who do you cheer for? Who are you happy for? Both of them are, are heels. Well, both of them are heels, so I don't really know who you'd be happy for, Grayson Waller or Freddy Krueger. Neither of them really that good. Well, neither of them that good. Montella Vertadius Porter says, you bring up a good ground, Tony Schiavone says, and we'll seek out if Grayson Waller can beat Freddy Krueger again. Well, we'll have to see, Jim Ross says, if that happens. We'll have to see if that happens or not, Jim Ross says. So it seems once again I'm going to be fighting, Freddy Krueger for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings. But do not worry. I beat him yesterday, so I know I'll beat him again. And it is what it is. Like I said, he's not going to be getting into, my nightmares or my dreams. You may have gotten lucky. Oh, can't stand up. You may have gotten lucky when you beat me yesterday, Grayson Waller. But like I said, this is not Eddie Gilbert playing Freddy Krueger in USWA when he fought against Bobby Mandel. This is me, the true one, and you got lucky. And very folks who beat me, get lucky. Yeah, I know I'm going to drop you right here, Freddy Krueger, right on that WWE sticker, which is held up so well after Sundriest Dolls being slammed on it since 2020 YL, though. Yeah, and I'm going to drop you on that likeness instead. That's where you're going to be dropped at. This is for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings. First, he is Freddy Krueger, and he is the TWF Light Heavyweight fighter, Grayson Waller. Well, Grayson Waller right now, there went his hat off once again. Looks like Freddy Krueger lost his hat. Grayson Waller hit him. The hat went flying. Hopefully we can get that by the end of the show, Tony Schiavone says. And I think that is the grounds to why he should not be wearing any hats or caps, Jim Ross says. Montella Vertadius Porter says, I think Grayson Waller just did that, to somehow shame him. Montella Vertadius Porter says, slight to wounding. Look, I knocked your hat off, so look, I'm going to beat you up. Now, Grayson Waller thinks that he is the greatest wrestler to ever come from the folk Reich or the folk wealth of the southern land. You know, Tony Schiavone says, and he's got the upper hand on Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Fiend. Tony Schiavone says, well, you know something, Jim Ross says, Grayson Waller can think all kind of things he wants. He has that right, and there'll be no truth to back any of it up. Well, wouldn't it be so cool if someone knocked your hat off, Jim Ross? We all know that you never really liked the hat. The hat was given to you between 97 Wildo. Montel Taste Porter says, that'd be cool to see that happen. Why don't we just worry about what's happening in the ring between Grayson Waller and Freddy Krueger and not me and my hat, Jim Ross says. Hurry not. Oh, Freddy Krueger just hit right into the ring steeple. Now Grayson Waller's going to go outside and come back in again and get the stunner like he did before. Oh! It looks like Grayson Waller's going to beat Freddy Krueger again, Tony Schiavone says. All Jim Rossick has Freddy Krueger hit his head off the steeple over there. You know, that's how it happened. Yeah, and then a neck breaker or a stunner, Montel Tatis Porter says, and Grayson Waller beats Freddy Krueger again. 1, 2, 3. Here is your winner. Here is your winner. And still the TWF light heavyweight fighter, Grayson Waller. Now we got to see what do we think about that match. You know, that happened between Grayson Waller, you know, and Freddy Krueger. Tony Schiavone says, and I think we may have lost his hat. You know, we can guilt Grayson Waller for that one. But what I thought about it, I thought it was, you know, a good match. You know, Jim Ross says, I thought it was a good match between Grayson Waller and Freddy Krueger. There was a time where Freddy Krueger may have thought he had the upper hand on Grayson Waller, but that didn't seem to be long. Well, given the grounds, Tony Schiavone said that in the true world, not the dream world, the nightmare world, Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Fiend, is more weaker. Probably explained the grounds to why Grayson Waller beat him. Tony Schiavone said, well, the funniest thing has happened was when Grayson Waller hit Freddy Krueger and he fell down and his hat flew off. But luckily flew behind the seat, you know. So, yeah, we didn't lose the hat. But it was funny watching that happen, you know, Montel Tatis Porter says. Well, why don't you go tell Freddy Krueger you thought it was funny that Grayson Waller knocked his hat off. I'm not that bold, I am not that bold, Tony and Jim. I don't want him in my dreams and my nightmares. Well, speaking of one who is bold enough, we'll take it away now to Gorilla Monsoon. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with the Nightmare Fiend, Freddy Krueger, here today on Collision or Hit, which did not become the TWF light heavyweight fighter. Freddy Krueger, it seems you seek your hat, but you are not the TWF light heavyweight fighter. Is that right, Gorilla Monsoon? I, Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Fiend, someone known as the Sherwood Flasher, I should be the TWF light heavyweight fighter. And you know something? Grayson Waller thinks he's so funny, knocking my hat off not once, but 2 times. Don't you know that these things can be smoothly lost? Well, it is true that you did come from Game Again, and we were lucky that you didn't lose your hat. Yeah, Grayson Waller would have thought it was so funny to make me lose my hat. You know how so many other dolls over the years can lose things if A, they're not on them, or B, somewhere else. Well, luckily I got my hat. But I'm not the TWF light heavyweight fighter. And yes, I did come from Game Again. And Grayson Waller's going to wish that he never started something with me. Because when I put my because I'm not done with him. and he'll be seeing me in his dreams or his nightmares. Well, Freddy Krueger is not done with Grayson Waller. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Freddy Krueger here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montel Brictadius Porter. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Tonight Raw.